Alright everybody, just took off from the Lacombe Airport. Gonna take a little tour around the area and head back to Red Deer. Just got the annual completed.
The first flight after an annual is always a bit nervous for any pilot, especially a relatively inexperienced one. No matter how competent your aircraft mechanic is, there's always a bit of apprehension associated with that first flight. We ended up replacing 6 pushrod tube seals on the engine, which required removal of the exhaust system, intake manifold, valve covers, rocker arms, pushrod tubes. And even with that extra work, the cost of the annual remained fairly reasonable this year. And when I say reasonable, I mean reasonable in general aviation terms. As I edit this video, I noticed for the first time that I have a giant patch of grease on my forehead. I guess there are many parts of the airplane that could have come from, but I'm going to assume it happened when I was reinstalling the engine cowl.
Landing link comes off. Red Deer area traffic, Gulf X-Ray Zulu Sierra is approximately 9 miles to the east of Gull Lake, and we are tracking westbound towards Gull Lake at 4,800 feet. Gulf X-Ray Zulu Sierra.
Gulf X-Ray Zulu Sierra, Triple Commander November Romeo Papa. About 5 miles to the west of Sylvan Lake this time, the north end of Sylvan Lake. Just in the descent down 6,500 feet. We're going to be north end of Sylvan Lake, low level for a bit of bird dogging practice. Keep my TCAS looking for you.
X-Ray Zulu Sierra, copy that. We'll keep an eye out for you. Alright, what you're seeing down there is Gull Lake, Alberta. Fairly big, shallow lake. There's lots of recreation that takes place there in the summer. A lot of boating, a lot of ice fishing in the winter.
Gull Lake is a large lake in central Alberta, and while it has an area of 31 square miles, it is only 26 feet deep at its deepest spot. Several area streams, including Birch Bay Creek and Wilson Creek, flow into Gull Lake. Its waters drain through a creek into the Blind Man River, and then eventually into the Red Deer River.
Just if you look down, I guess down off the nose of the plane, you'll see the construction site for the Prairie Waves Bed and Breakfast. It's going to be a big popular tourist destination here in the next couple of years. It's kind of that tall house, 2-story house sitting on that walkout basement down there. You just see that little strip of acreages there. It's the second one up. Be sure to check that out sometime.
The Prairie Waves Bed and Breakfast is being built by my good friends Rich and Carol, and is situated on a hillside with a beautiful view of the north end of Gull Lake. It's being created as a themed getaway that transforms you back in time to an era where things were far simpler.
That's the Prairie Waves Bed and Breakfast, currently under construction. Red Deer area traffic, Gulf X-ray Zulu Sierra is overhead Gull Lake at 5,900 feet for 5,500 feet, and we are currently tracking to the southeast. Gulf X-ray Zulu Sierra, Red Deer area traffic. Fairly nice and smooth over the water here. You don't get all the different colors on the ground and the thermals from the, you know, the darker spots of the ground creating turbulence. Just off to the right, there's it's a new development called Sandy Point. It's still under construction. There's quite a few homes in there already, but they're opening up new phases, and it's a modular home community, and yeah, it's pretty popular. It's a very nice area. They're going to have a marina, or they do have a marina in there, and they have year-round living. Off in the distance you can see Sylvan Lake. That's a very deep, lot colder lake than Gull Lake, but probably the biggest tourist lake around this area. Has the Sylvan Lake town site right on the east end of the lake, and very, very busy during the summer. Alright, everything looks good with the engine. We tore quite a bit of the engine, I guess not quite a bit down, but we, you know, took all the exhaust system off on one side. We took the intake manifold off on one side, pulled off the valve covers, and took out the rocker arms, and we replaced the push rod seals on three push rod tube seals on three push rod tubes. And quite a little process, but everything looks to be back to, you know, got it all back together, and everything looks to be running fairly well here. Got good oil pressure, good oil temp. Red Deer area traffic, Gulf X-ray Zulu Sierra, 5,600 feet south end of Gull Lake, and we are tracking towards Lacombe, tracking eastbound towards Lacombe. Red Deer area traffic, Gulf X-ray Zulu Sierra.
104 Zulu, wind 110 at 5, visibility 15 miles, few clouds at 6,500, 25,000 scattered. Temperature 13, dew point -7, altimeter 2964, arriving and departing runway 35, departing aircraft contact Red Deer ground advisory 1219er, inform FSS that you have information Juliet.
Alright, we're directly over the town of Black Falls. Red Deer Radio, Gulf X-ray Zulu Sierra, Cessna 182.
Cessna 182, Gulf X-ray Zulu Sierra, Red Deer Radio.
Gulf X-ray Zulu Sierra's at north end of Red Deer City at 5,500 feet. We're currently inbound via Slacks.
X-ray Zulu Sierra, roger. Runway 35, wind 320 at 4, altimeter 2963.
2963, runway 35, Gulf X-ray Zulu Sierra.
X-ray Zulu Sierra, roger, runway 35, report slack.
We'll report slacks, X-ray Zulu Sierra. The big city of Red Deer we're going over right now. You can see the Red Deer River just winding its way through the city. River Bend Golf Course right below us. Just off to our left, we have the largest outdoor pickleball complex in Canada, Red Deer Pickleball Club. It's just going to be opening in a couple days here. See all the green courts there. We're going to bring on our carpet, start a bit of a descent here. Typical warm afternoon with turbulence. Red Deer Radio, Gulf X-ray Zulu Sierra is reporting slacks at 4600.
Gulf X-ray Zulu Sierra, roger. We're crossing overhead.
We'll report crossing overhead, X-ray Zulu Sierra. All right. The airport straight ahead of us, little town of Springbank, that's right at the airport. It's an ex-military base, Canadian Forces base, turned into a little housing development now.
City Gun Advisory, Taxi 5, our phone unit on 832. Thanks, have a good afternoon, Greg.
That's 5, roger. Thanks. Have a good afternoon, Texas.
I don't see any traffic in the pattern. Red Deer Radio, Gulf X-ray Zulu Sierra is overhead.
X-ray Zulu Sierra, roger.
Alright, carpet comes on. Get down a little bit. Mixture goes rich. Landing light comes on. Primer's in and locked. Instruments are in the green. Fuel is on both. Some beautiful acreages along the S1-E trail here. Red Deer Radio, Golf X-Ray Zulu Sierra is downwind for 3-5 full stop.
Roger.
Prop goes full forward. So gas, undercarriage, mixture, prop, switches, lights on. Red Deer Radio, X-Ray Zulu Sierra is final for 3-5.
X-Ray Zulu Sierra, roger.
I get my full flaps down. Pretty gusty. Not my best.
Thanks for riding along today. Ever since I purchased X-Ray Zulu Sierra, the pushrod tubes would seep small amounts of oil onto the hot exhaust manifold, which would cause a burnt oil smell to seep its way into the cockpit. It was slightly irritating to the eyes, and you could really smell it when you shut down and exited the aircraft. I was able to confirm on this flight that the oil smell was completely gone, both in the air and on the ground. Join me next time when I stretch my comfort zone by landing on a grass runway out in the foothills of the Rockies.
Red Deer Radio, X-Ray Zulu Sierra is down and clear.
Golf X-Ray Zulu Sierra, roger. Where you head down the field?
Skywings.
Roger, you can just spawn a ground advisory on 1219.
1219, X-Ray Zulu Sierra.
If you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up, and if you want to be notified of future videos, click subscribe and the little notification bell, and feel free to share this video wherever you like. See you next time.